adorned with colorful decoration of spring. I would like to greet with the fragrance of spring to all of you on behalf of the Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh. Father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, under whose strong leadership we have achieved our great independence. The conference being held in the great month when our great leader was born is a great opportunity for all of us to share experiences and deliberate on issues of agri-food priorities of our region. Many of us are facing the challenge posed by the climate change, which indeed have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, such as the increasingly evident degradation of the environment and biodiversity, and the threats to human, animal, and plant health. Collectively, we have been engaged in the past year to deliberate on transformation of our agri-food system to accelerate progress towards the SDGs. As this remarkable conference provides us with rare opportunities to ponder on and act decisively towards our shared peace and prosperity, we'll consider the benefits that innovations and digitalizations, the One Health approach and biodiversity conservation, among others, can offer to accelerate transformation to sustainable and climate-resilient agri-food system as a way to improve our value chains, our environment, our livelihoods, and our nutrition. The dream to transform Bangladesh into a golden one is being materialized. Bangladesh has achieved self-sufficiency in food production. Even we are surplus in potatoes, fish, and meat. In terms of global crop production ranking, Bangladesh is now third in rice and vegetables, second in jute production, seventh in potato production. This has been possible due to the auspicious leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Under her strong and far-sighted leadership, the present government is implementing various agro-friendly policies for agricultural development, following the vision of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The government gives the utmost priorities to agricultural development and the welfare of the majority of our population who are dependent upon this sector. Ensuring food and nutritional security for all is enshrined in our Constitution. We are a climate vulnerable country and have taken many measures to address the challenges posed by climate change. The Mujib Climate Prosperity Plan, being finalized now, aims at building the resilience of the people. This is the first time that Bangladesh has had the honor to host the APRC since we joined FAO in 1973. The government of Bangladesh is proud to be able to organize this event. We see this as a landmark achievement in the history of agricultural development of the country.
Bangladesh has hosted the regional conference since it joined FAO in 1973. This historical occasion will be held in a hotel of historical significance for Bangladesh independence, a place where the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the father of the nation, had many important meetings. Since independence, agriculture in Bangladesh has undertaken a positive transformation, and FAO is proud to have provided support for the successful growth in food production. During the past decade, irrigation and rice paddies were developed and fish ponds created, and FAO technical expertise supported the high production method for raising livestock. Over the years, Bangladesh continued to attain a number of impressive agricultural milestones, even as the population more than doubled. Those gains were due in large part to consistent government policy support and significant investment in agricultural research systems and infrastructures, such as production method and extension services to farmers, development of irrigation and the private sector involvement, and agricultural machinery, and all those, you name it. We can learn a lot from Bangladesh's successes in reaching food self-sufficiency and fighting against hunger. FAO has supported Bangladesh all along this journey. FAO has implemented some 350 technical assistance projects in Bangladesh with a combined budget of $400 million, which the government of Bangladesh and FAO invested in capacity building and people. FAO remains committed to supporting Bangladesh as the country continues to transform its agri-food sectors from self-sufficiency and food security to improved nutrition, commercialized production, and food exports. We need to transform our global agri-food systems to be more efficient, more inclusive, more resilient, and more sustainable.
I'd like to pay my respect to our great national leader, our founding father, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was voice of exploiters and visionary pathfinder of the world. I would also pay homage to the sacrifice of the martyr during our liberation war. After the independence of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman initiated many far-sighted steps for development of agriculture, fisheries and livestock sector. In the year of 1973, Bangladesh joined with FAO. Under the instruction of Bangabandhu, artificial insemination was introduced for the development of livestock sector. Realizing the importance of maritime resources, he enacted the Territorial Water and Maritime Zones Act in 1974 to define the territorial water, conduct various activities, maritime boundaries, and explore maritime resources. Progress has been continuing over the decades to ensure safe, adequate, and quality animal and food production as well as food from other sectors. We have a dynamic and visionary Prime Minister, daughter of the father of the nation, Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina, who recently awarded SDG Progress Award and designated as Crown Jewel for Bangladesh's steady course in responding to the universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure peace and prosperity for all. The Minister of Fisheries and Livestock and Minister of Agriculture and other ministries were working together diligently for the development of expansion, adoption, and implementation of the newest technologies. Bangladesh has become self-sufficient in fish, meat, and egg production. Various initiatives and measures also have been taken for becoming self-sufficient in the milk production also. Over the last two decades, there has been remarkable growth in aquaculture production due to the continuation of states of the government, private sector and development partners. Currently, Bangladesh is recognized as one of the largest fish producers. According to the FAO report, the State of the World Fisheries and Aquaculture 2020, Bangladesh ranked 3rd in inland open water captured production and 5th in the world aquaculture production. Bangladesh has also ranked 1st amongst the 11 countries of the world in Hilsa fish production. In 2020-21, Hilsa fish production was 2.65 million tons in our country. Bangladesh made excellent progress in agriculture and food security over the last 50 years. Nowadays, fisheries and livestock are playing an important role in our economy. According to Bangladesh Economic Review, fisheries and livestock sectors contribute 5.01% of the total GDP and 37.19% in the agriculture GDP of our country. The Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock are conducting research for increasing the production in fisheries and livestock to extend export. In the last fiscal year, we exported about 8,600 tons of fish and fish products in 52 countries. Our concerned departments are also extending their research and protecting the indigenous species of fish and livestock. Under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, the achievements and initiatives for development fisheries and livestock sectors in Bangladesh could be a role model for the Asia and Pacific region.
Deep respect for the contribution of the greatest Bengali of all time, the leader of our liberation war, the architect of Bangladesh visionary all developments, the father of our nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The sacrifice and great leadership of Bangabandhu, whose birth centenary we celebrated last year, laid the foundation for our country's agricultural development. We are grateful to Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for inaugurating the APRC and setting the tone for ministerial level deliberation that will take place today and tomorrow. The presence of the Honorable Prime Minister provides us inspiration and strength to all of us. It's our great pleasure and privileges to be hosting the 30th session of the Asia Pacific Regional Conference of the APRC, especially in this golden jubilee year of our independence. I acknowledge the government of Bhutan for hosting the 35th APRC, the first ever fully virtual APRC. We aim to build on this success. Unfortunately, COVID is still with us, but we are grateful to be able to host the conference on a hybrid basis and welcome you all, whether here in person or joining virtually. This 36th session of the Regional Conference for Asia and the Pacific is a great opportunity to discuss current country and regional priorities and opportunities, and also pressing issues and needs in the region, such as impact of climate change and the COVID pandemic, the state of agriculture, natural resources management, food security, and nutrition. It is also a good chance for us to highlight example of partnership, innovation, and new technologies that are helping to improve food security and nutrition across the region, as well as develop new partnership and agreements to strengthen regional cooperation. Our government, led by Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, has been taking timely steps to keep up the thrust of agricultural development despite COVID pandemic. As a result, Bangladesh has achieved tremendous success in agriculture and food security. Despite numerous challenges, Bangladesh today is self-sufficient in rice and ranks third in the world for production. We have taken initiatives to accelerate mechanization, commercialization, and agro-processing, accelerate modernization of the agriculture sector and transformation of food system is an ongoing process that is accelerating progress towards achievement of the sustainable development. Ensuring safe and nutritious food for all is another priority of our government. We are focusing on sustainable production through promotion of nutrition sensitive and nature positive practices. However, Bangladesh is particularly vulnerable to climate change. This poses a challenge to ensuring food and nutrition security for a growing population. We are giving special emphasis to research and innovation in production technologies to address these challenges. In addition to the building the resilience of communities and agri-food systems through climate-smart, climate-resilient agricultural practices.
I welcome you all to FAO's 36th session of regional conference for Asia and Pacific. We are honored to host this conference in Bangladesh for the first time. The conference will provide us an opportunity to discuss regional priorities and challenges that are existing and resulting from the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. I begin by paying deep homage to the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was a great friend of the poor and the downtrodden mass. It was his initiative that led Bangladesh to become a member of APRC in 1973. And since then, Bangladesh has been working closely with this very important organization. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib was knowledgeable with Bangladesh's agrarian structure on which 85% people lived. He also knew how outdated and how dependent on nature was our agriculture. There were poor, ill and damage of crops almost every year and food shortage forcing the people to starve. Most of the family had to struggle for 1 square meal a day. After Bangladesh's independence, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib called for a green revolution for the economic emancipation of farmers. During his 3.5 years in office, he introduced a host of measures to attain food autarky while rebuilding the war-ravaged country. His measures including establishment of necessary institutions in the agriculture sector like Bangladesh Agriculture Research Council, Bangladesh Agriculture Development Corporation, Bangladesh Krishi Bank, etc. Following his assassination in 1975, actually, all this initiative had been stopped, but after 21 years, our party, Bangladesh Awami League, first time assumed the government in 1996. When we formed government, we immediately followed the footprint of the father of the nation with topmost priority on agriculture. Here I want to mention one thing. In 1996, in the month of December, in Italy, when I attended the FAO program, I appealed to the then Director General to assist Bangladesh, and I promised that we can give a result and we will do it. And actually we did it. We established the agriculture extension policy in 1996 and the agriculture policy in 1999 to develop sustainable agriculture. Thus, during our 1996 to 2001 tenure, Bangladesh achieved food self-sufficiency for the first time. Actually, in 1998, within 2 years, we achieved that. In recognition of this huge achievement in 1999, the FAO awarded Bangladesh the Ceres Medal. Distinguished audience, Bangladesh, although the relative significance of the agriculture sector in GDP has been diminishing, the absolute contribution did not fall, but rather increased. Agriculture GDP saw a 40% increase since 2005 to 2006. Despite the fall in its share, agriculture still remains the main source of employment, providing livelihood to 40% of the labor force. Currently, about 22.7 million people, of which 45% of women are directly employed in agriculture sector. Besides, the present many agro-processing industries are fully dependent on agriculture for basic raw materials like rice milling, sugar, tea, fruit juice, spices, edible oil, tobacco, jute textile, cotton textiles, stars, etc. Thus, agriculture still remains the backbone of Bangladesh's economy. Esteemed participants, Bangladesh has made remarkable progress in the production of rice, vegetable, fruit, fish, meat, egg and milk production in the last 13 years. Bangladesh also became self-sufficient in rice production by producing nearly 38 million metric tons of rice a year. In the world, Bangladesh is ranked second in jute and freshwater fish production, third in rice and vegetable production, fourth in tea production. Among the 11 Hillshire fish producing countries, Bangladesh stands first. These achievements have been possible due to continuous policy support and incentives provided by our government, as well as the efforts of our hardworking farmers. Besides, entrepreneurs have also created a thriving private sector where agriculture is growing and expanding. Despite these successes, we realize that we have to do more for achieving food and nutrition security in the real sense. It is because these sectors are prone to shocks from nature and climate-related abnormalities. Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries affected by climate change. Climate change is also a major threat to sustainable agriculture. Therefore, we have been implementing various adaptation and mitigation projects from our climate change trust fund to offset the impacts. Besides, we have adopted the Mujib Climate Prosperity Plan and adopted the Delta Plan 2000 to deal with the issue of climate change. Our scientists have developed flood, drought resistant, salinity tolerant crop varieties that can be grown in those difficult environments. Bangladesh's subsistence agriculture also been transforming into commercial agriculture. We, therefore, will need to put emphasis on diversification of food production through growing high-value food and processing value addition to the low-value foods. In order to ensure sustainable production, we are converting to modern agriculture practices like mechanization, floating agriculture, rooftop farming, hydroponic, aeroponic farming, and integrated farming. The farmers were most neglected in our society. Even they did not have easy access to banking system a decade ago. During my first tenure, we distributed agriculture inputs assistance cards to the farmers and made arrangements for them to open bank accounts with a very small amount of money. Now, about 20 million farmers are holding such cards and getting finance incentives from for agricultural inputs and farming loans that are being sent directly to their accounts. Even sharecroppers are being given collateral-free agri loans. We have taken various steps to enable farmers to obtain all kinds of assistance by the use of digital technology. The farmers can now obtain agriculture-related information by accessing Krishi Samachar, means agricultural windows. In fact, there are 499 agricultural information and communication centers countrywide to provide agri-related information. We have formulated visionary policies and laws for the development of agriculture and for the welfare of our farmers. We have also taken initiative and action to implement the National Agriculture Policy 2018, National Food and Nutrition Security Policy 2020, Sustainable Development Goals 2030. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected the agricultural sector like other sectors. At the initial stage of the pandemic in 2020, the supply chain was disrupted, affecting both the producers and consumers. However, our timely and effective interventions helped the sector to recover first. We took special measures, including mechanization, to ensure unhindered food production and supply of agricultural inputs. The COVID-19 pandemic revealed how vulnerable human beings are in the face of such disaster. It has also revealed how the human race, by acting together, can face such challenges. Food security is surely the most pressing issue for the people. About 305.7 million people in South Asia still suffer from hunger. We can arrange food for them easily if we all make sincere effort. For ensuring food security in the Asia and the Pacific region, I would like to suggest, number one, collaboration among countries of the region in the field of agriculture research and education should be enhanced. Second, number two, transfer and sharing of cutting-edge technologies like biotechnology, nanotechnology, and robotics in agriculture sector need to be strengthened among FAO member states in the region. Number three, as modern agriculture needs huge investment, special fund would be created to finance and support the agri sector. I would like to quote from Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's maiden speech delivered at the 29th session of the United Nations in 1974. I quote, "Let us together create a world that can eradicate poverty, hunger, war, and human sufferings, and achieve global peace and security for the well-being of humanity," unquote. With these few words, I hereby declare the FAO 36th Regional Conference for Asia and Pacific open. I wish you all the best and good health. Thank you once all again. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, Bangladesh, live forever.